You see before you a chair, but not just any chair. It's a chair that has really awesome upholstery from 1995. This is just one of the chairs that sits unused in my office because I use a stand-up desk, but I digress. Now, if I were to tell you that I believe that this chair were to hold me, but this is all I was willing to do, would you believe me? Probably not. But what if I told you that I believe that this chair would hold me, but maybe lean on it like this? Would you believe me then? Probably not. I'm not showing that I believe that this chair would hold me. But what if I were to put one foot up on the chair and actually lean on this leg? Am I showing that I actually believe that this chair is going to hold me up? No, I'm still not really demonstrating that. But what if I were to actually sit down in the chair? Or better yet, if I were to stand up on the chair? Am I demonstrating now that I believe that this chair is going to hold me? Yes, I'm definitely demonstrating that I believe it's going to hold me at this point. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sit down for the rest of this. But this is something we talked about at Renovate this past week. This is the Renovate Roundup. My name is Fitz. I'm the senior high pastor at Croix Church. And we talked about the idea that's set forth in John chapter 3, verses 16 to 18, that everyone who believes in Jesus alone can have eternal life. But what a lot of us do is we define belief as something we mentally agree with. But in fact, that word that's found in John chapter 3 means more along the lines of trusting in and depending upon completely. And a lot of us fall short of that level of belief, that level of trust. See, a lot of us, we view our relationship with Jesus, we believe Him to the extent that we're willing to put one finger on the chair. Or maybe put a hand on the chair, or one foot up on the chair. But unfortunately, too few of us are willing to stand up on the chair and, as I did at Renovate this past week, take a trust fall off of the chair. But that is what Jesus asks of us, to trust Him alone, and to trust Him completely, and with that comes the gift of eternal life. If you're looking for a way to have a conversation with your son or daughter about what we talked about at Renovate, one of the things you could ask them is, how do you view your level of trust in Jesus? Are you putting your finger on the chair, a hand on the chair, a foot up on the chair, or are you standing up on the chair and taking a trust fall off of it with Jesus? Are you going all in with Jesus? That's one question you could ask them. Another question you could ask them is there anything else that you're trusting in to gain meaning, to gain some kind of purpose, to somehow earn God's favor? Because the passage tells us that we have to trust Jesus and trust in Him alone. There's nothing we can add on to it in order to gain God's favor. So those are a couple questions you could perhaps ask them to help process what we're talking about at Renovate. A couple of volunteer opportunities that we announced at Renovate this past week. We do this because we feel like it's an example that Jesus set forth when He got down on His hands and knees and washed the disciples' feet. And so we want to be Jesus to a world who possibly doesn't believe. And so we've got a couple service opportunities for our students that we announced. This Friday, we're going to be serving dinner at the Salvation Army. It's called Meals with Friends, and it's an opportunity for us to serve the less fortunate in our community. That's from 4 to 6 p.m. this Friday. Any students are welcome to come out and help us do that. We had students sign up, but if they just want to show up, we'll give them something to do. On March 2nd, that is our next Saturday of service, where we're asking students to show up here at the church at 8:30. We'll get them hopped up on sugar, give them some donuts and juice and milk, and then send them out into the community to serve. One of the things we're going to do is go down to the SEMO Food Bank and help them out again. So we're excited to partner with them again. And then on March 9th, there is a Heart for Africa Gala. Heart for Africa is a great organization located here in Cape Girardeau that reaches out to Swaziland and serves orphans there. There's a baby home there. There's a self-sustaining farm out there. And they're going to be raising money for the ministry, and we're looking for servers and table bussers for that gala event on March 9th from either 4:30 to 8 o'clock or from 8 to 11:30. And if your son or daughter wants to sign up for that, they can contact me here at the church and we'll get them signed up. Well, thanks again for checking out the Renovate Roundup. We hope this is helpful for you. If you have any suggestions on how this can be more effective and we can get the word out more, I would love to hear that. Thanks. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye. I trust it. 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 I trust it.